Hello class, welcome to kindergarten. It is Thursday, April the 22nd, 2021. Let's put that together. Today is Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. It's also, you might notice, a globe where the 22 is supposed to go. That's a picture of our world because today is Earth Day. That's the day when we remember that God's given us a beautiful earth, a wonderful place to live, nature all around us, and it's our job to take care of it. So we don't want to throw our garbage all over the place. We want to recycle. We want to be kind to animals. And we want to be good caretakers of the beautiful world and home that we have to live in. So today, on Earth Day, is a day that we remember to be thankful for the world that we live in and also to take care of it, to be responsible. All right, let's put the 22 up there. And what color will it be? It'll be black for our pattern. It is the season of spring, and it's a funny season because in April sometimes we can get weather from different seasons. And you may have noticed that yesterday we actually had snow. It was like a wintry day. We've also had rainy days and sunny days this month that felt like summer. So it's been a very interesting month, and seasons help to make life more interesting. So yesterday was kind of like winter, but today the sun is back. So let's put that as our weather forecast today. Sunny and beautiful. Let's thank the Lord for the day that He's given us. Dear Jesus, thank you for this wonderful, beautiful day. Thank you for the rain that we've had this month. Thank you even for the snow that we had yesterday. And thank you for the sunshine today. We ask that you'll help us to learn today everything that we can, to enjoy the day, have fun, get outside, and enjoy nature. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. And will you stand for O Canada? And we'll get the Wiggles to help us. Are you ready?
And we hope you did too. You did so well.
You can join us anytime.
G'day, we're the Wiggles and we love Canada. Today, we're going to sing an alphabet song all about C-A-N-A-D-A, Canada. A is for Alberta. B is...
Oh, that's not O Canada, is it? Mrs. Pedler needs...
Hi.
We're the Wiggles and today, we're going to
There we
sing
go.
the Canadian National Anthem to celebrate all things Canadian. Are you ready? Here we go.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all a son's command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, a true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard Once again, that was beautiful singing. Were you standing tall and proud and looking at the flag? Good job. Well, it's time now to think about language. Oh, before we do that, actually, we'll think about our Bible time. And what are we talking about this week in Bible time? That's right, we're talking about honesty. And what does that mean? It means to tell the truth. And why is that important? So that people can trust what we're saying and we can have healthy relationships. Well, today in Bible time, I've given you a story to read called An Honest Kid. So you can read that with your parents or whoever is taking care of you today and find out who this honest kid was and why he chose to tell the truth. I hope you enjoy that story and learn from it. And before you read it, let's stand up and stretch and say our memory verse. That reminds us, when we memorize it and we have it inside, it reminds us how important it is to tell the truth. Here we go. Do not lie to one another, since you have taken off your old self and put on the new self. And where is it found? Colossians chapter 3, verse 9. Do not lie to one another, since you've taken off the old selfish self and put on the new self. When Jesus is living inside us, he helps us to make good choices, and one of those is to be honest. And that verse is found in the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 9. Boys, can you say it? 1, 2, 3. Go for it. Good job. Boys, you can sit down. Girls, stand up. 1, 2, 3. Go for it. Excellent. I know tomorrow I'm going to receive lots of videos of you saying your memory verses and doing an excellent job. Okay, now we're going to move to language. And in language, the JKs have a page that looks like this. It says match, make a match. And what we're matching is pictures and the letter sound that they start with. So we have a broom, we have a fox, some tape, a rose, some rope, a spider web, a bird's nest, a pen, and lots of other pictures on this side. I'm going to do a couple examples with you so you know what you're doing, and then you can go ahead and do it on your own. So here's our handy dandy whiteboard. And you can see that we have a flower and a pen. And over here we have an F, an M, an R, a T, and I'm going to add one more, a P. So we need to match the letters with the sound that the pictures start with. So let's say flower together. Flower. Flower. Do you hear the sound at the beginning of flower? And what letter makes the sound? Do you remember? That's right. It's an F. So I would take my pencil and I would match the F to the flower. Make a line from the F to the flower. It says draw lines to match the pictures to the sounds. And here's a pen. Let's say pen together. P, pen. P, N, pen. And what letter does pen start with? Do you hear that? P, p. What letter makes the p, p sound? Yes, P. So we're going to match the pen to the P. So that's JK's. You've got a few different examples there, and you can go ahead and do that. SK's. You have a different page. It's called What's the Letter? So look at the pictures and write the beginning sound. So I've done a couple here on the board for you. I've drawn a fish, and a can. You'll see that they have written part of the word for you. Here's the fish, and we have an I, S, and an H. I, S, H. Ish. We know that S and H together say shh. So there's an I in front of it, I. Ish. Now say the word fish and tell me what letter does fish start with. F-ish. F-ish. Fish. So what letter would I put in front of the I-S-H? That's right, I would put an F. So you can go ahead and fill the rest of the words out after we do one more together. This is a picture of a can. Let's say the word can together and hear the beginning sound. Can, k, k, can. What letter do you hear at the beginning of the word? K, k. Yes, we hear a C, k, k. Castanets, k, k. Castanets. So we'll put a C in front of an. We know that an says an. So let's put a C in front of it, and we have k-an. Can. C-A-N spells can. You can go ahead and finish that page now and write the beginning sounds for each word and trace over the letters that they've put there for you to spell the words of the pictures that are above those words. That is our language lesson for today. And when you're finished that, we'll move ahead to math. You can take a quick stretch. Deep breath in. Let it out slowly. Reach to the stars. Touch your toes. Angel wings. And sit back down. We are talking about more than and less than. We've been talking about one more and one less. And today, our math work is talking about one less. One less. So JKs and SKs are doing the same page. Let me rub out our language so I can do some math with you before you start your page on your own. On the first side of the page, it has some pictures. Looks like this, comparing numbers. Cross one out and fill in the blank. The first one is done for you. So, there were 4 airplanes. One, two, three, and one more. Here's our 4 airplanes. And then it says, cross one out. So we had 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to cross one of them out. Now let's count how many we have. 1, 2, 3. So it says 1 less than 4, 1 less than 4 is what? We had 4, we crossed 1 out, and we still have 1, 2, 3. So 1 less than 4 is, of course, 3. Let's do that in a different color. 1 less than 4 is 3. All right, let's do one more together. So remember, when we're doing less than, we're going backwards, right? If we're 1, 2, 3, 4 airplanes, we're going backwards because we gave one away, or one flew away. And if we go backwards from 4 back to 3, there's still 3 planes at the airport, 1 flew away. So if we were going forward, we would go from 4 to 5, but we're going backwards from 4 to 3 because this airplane flew away. Alrighty, let's draw some different pictures. Let's say we have cars this time. We have 5 cars. One, two, 3, 4. How are we doing? Can you still see those? Yeah. And 5. Okay. So we had 5 cars and 1 drove away. He drove away down the road. So we're going to cross him out. But 4 cars were still in the parking lot. We had 5. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 drove away. And how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4 cars left. So 1 less than, how many cars did we have? 5 is, how many do we have left in the parking lot? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 less than 5 is 4. So let's go backwards from 5. Because 1 less is going backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we went forwards, what comes after 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we're not going forwards, we're going backwards because it's 1 less. So if we go backwards, we go 5, 4. Because 4 comes before 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 1 less than 5 is 4. Well, there's some other pictures, some other boxes or rectangles there for you to figure out what 1 less is than the number they have. So remember, you cross 1 out to find out what 1 less is. And on the other side of that page, circle the number that is less than the number on the left. So instead of pictures, we have boxes with numbers in them. And then beside those are rectangles with 3 different numbers. You have to choose the number that's 1 less. Not 1 more, 1 less. So let's do an example of that together. So let's say we have an 8, a 3, and a 6. Those are in the boxes on the left. And beside them are rectangles with 3 different numbers to choose from. We need to choose the one that's 1 less than the number in the box. So let's say we have a 5, a 3, and a 7. Which is 1 less than 8? A 5, a 3, or a 7? Well, how do we find that out? We go backwards from 8 back to, what comes before 8? 7, 8. 7 is 1 less than 8. So we would circle the 7. Okay, so next box is a 3 here. Let's say 5, 4, and 2. If we're going backwards from 3, go backwards. What comes before 3? 1, 2. 2 is 1 back from 3. We don't want to go 3, 4, because that's forward. That's 1 more. 2 is 1 less than 3, so we will circle the 2. 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. All right, one more, 6. Let's put over here 8, 5, and we'll do 8, 4, and 5. So let's count from 6 to 8. 6, 7, 8. That's going forward, isn't it? 6, 7, 8. That is bigger than, more than. Let's do 4. 6, back 1 would be 5. Back another one would be 4. But we want to go only 1 back, and that's 2 back. 6, 5, 4. So it can't be that one. So what does it have to be? Of course, it needs to be the 5, because if we count backwards from 6 one time, 6 back to 5 is 1 less than 6, 5. All right, you're going to go ahead and do all the examples. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, where you need to circle the right number, 1 less. You can go ahead and do that now. Take your time and do your best work in your neatest printing. Always remember to put your name at the top of the page, and when you're printing, you start from the top and come down. And when you're done, find a comfy chair, because we need to find out more about our fine feathered friends. All right, did you have a chance to do your math? Are you in a comfortable place for story time? Good. We were learning about birds yesterday. Do you remember some of the birds we learned about? What was the biggest bird? That's right, it was the ostrich. What was the smallest bird? It was the bee hummingbird. And its wings move so fast that they hum when he flies. Do you remember some of the birds that were named for what they do or what they look like? Remember the spoon-billed bird, because he has a bill like a spoon or a beak like a spoon? Remember the tailor birds from Australia, from Asia, because they sew their nests together with leaves? And remember the flycatcher, because he eats flies? The chickadee, because she sings chickadee, chickadee in the tree all day long. And the bluebird, because he has beautiful blue wings. Well, yesterday we left off talking about some birds that don't actually fly, but they have wings. And we talked about the emperor penguin. Do you remember that daddy? He has to stay and keep those birds Warm, right in between where? His feet and his tummy. And the mummy has to bring food to him because he stands there without going to get food and without sleeping in order to keep those baby eggs warm because it's so cold in the north where the emperor penguins live. Well, we're going to go ahead now and find out about some other birds. When a male whooping crane feels it's time for romance, he hops up and down in a strange kind of dance. His wings go flap flip and his feet go flip flop. He twirls and he swirls with a hip and a hop. Boy, he does a pretty fancy dance. And although you might think this dance isn't exciting, a female crane finds it extremely inviting. So the male crane dances for the female crane so they can be friends. When birds want to go on a winter vacation, they all take a trip and they call it migration. Now we've talked about migration before. Do you remember what that is? Yes, it's when birds who cannot stay in the cold through the winter go to a warmer climate in the south. So they live in places like Canada during the summer, and then in the fall they fly south because they know the cold winter is coming. Wild geese are quite good at this trick, as you see. They fly off in a flock in the shape of a V. They stay together in the group to help each other, and when they fly in the shape of a V, the wind is underneath their wings, and the bird at the front knows where he's going, and the air from all those birds, the geese flying ahead of them, helps them and makes it easier for them to fly. And when one gets tired, he goes to the back and another one takes the turn to be the leader. But the bird up in front gets the wind in his face, and he must soon take a rest, so a friend takes his place. Then the lead goose falls back, has a rest, and starts gliding on air waves his other goose friends are providing. So when the ones in the front are flapping their wings, it provides air waves that makes it easier for the ones at the back. Oh, look at the time. Why, the minutes just flew. We must get home. I know just what to do. Come on, follow me. You will see what I mean. Isn't that a neat flying machine? It's my fine feather all-weather flying machine. There is room for you both, so just hop right on in. You'll wing right back home. You'll be there in a minute. Dear Dick and sweet Sally, oh, how was your day? Did you have any fun? Did you learn? Did you play? You can, instead of saying Dick or Sally, you can put your name in there. How was your day? Did you have any fun? Did you learn? Did you play? Those are both important things. Please tell me about it, but first, a surprise. I've been to the pet store. Now quick, close your eyes. I wonder what pet their mother brought home. I bought you a bird. It's a razzmatazz. It's a baby all covered in soft, downy fuzz. Now, what would we call a little bird that looked like that? We would call it a baby chick, wouldn't we? Isn't it cute? I don't know much about birds. Do you know? Do you think Dick and Sally will know? Who does? And we know that the Cat in the Hat told us all about different kinds of birds in our book, The Fine Feathered Friends. I hoped you learned a lot about birds from this book, about birds that fly, about birds that don't fly, about birds that go south, about the smallest and the largest bird, and birds that have funny names because of the way they look or what they do. Birds are very interesting, and remember, there's millions of different kinds. Well, that is the end of our book, The Fine Feathered Friends, and the end of our story time and the end of our time together. So I hope that you get outside and play. I hope that you have a good time with your family and a nice evening, and we'll meet back together tomorrow morning on Friday. Bye for now.